We meet again, brothers and sisters, as we end the third part of our series, Let There Be Light. So far we have understood that the light that we're talking about is the first light that was called to be in a creation. And this light is found in Jesus Christ. Christ himself is the lamp, and out of him issues the light. So when God says, let there be light, he puts understanding before men, he puts hope before men, he puts all the resources that we need for survival in our lives. He puts knowledge before us. Because the knowledge of Christ, the fear of Christ, is the light that we need as human beings. As we start off this time, we want to look at the commandment in Leviticus chapter 24, verse 2, where God says, command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure oil, olive oil, beaten for the light, to cause the lamps to burn continually. Now, we know that for a lamp to burn, it needs fuel, a continuous supply of fuel. Once it runs out of fuel, then it will go out. Now, we know that Christ is a lamp that does not need oil from us. But it is very symbolic here that God commands the children of Israel to bring oil so that the lamp may burn continually. We say we want light in our lives. We want to be like Christ. We want to be connected to Christ, the source of light. Now, for us to continue to shine with the light that is found in Christ, we need a constant supply or a constant, continuous link with Christ himself. And that link will be found in our relationship with Christ, a relationship solidified in a prayer, a relationship solidified in doing the works of Christ. Because he who lives in Christ has got the light of Christ in him. So his works become the works of Christ. There is no way one could be filled by the light that is Christ if that person does not do the works of Christ. What are the works of Christ? Works of love. The 10 Commandments point to one word, love. You can split it into two categories, love for God and love for humanity, love for mankind. Now, if we believe in this concept of love, that if it grows in us, it bears the fruit of the Spirit, which is the evidence of our light. But there are so many things that will happen in our lives that we end up drunken, in walking in darkness, confused, whether by fear, by lust, by some other inordinate desires of this world. We covet our neighbor's property. We do not honor our parents. There are so many things that will make us walk in darkness. This darkness that we're talking about here simply means that there's no harmony in our lives and there's no peace in our lives until we start walking according to the word of Christ. Now, Psalms 97 verse 11 says, light is sown for the righteous and gladness for the upright in heart. Here we are, and we are being told, brothers and sisters, that light is only meant for those who walk in righteousness. The sun shines on everybody. So does the moon. So does the city lights that are lit every evening. But that is not the light that we're talking about here. The first light that was created when God said, let there be light, that is the light that is meant for the righteous. So what it is effectively saying is, if you walk after unrighteousness, then the light that is in Christ is not meant for you. It is a painful thing to understand that some people are walking around every day, and yet there is no light for them. While they see the sun, the moon, and the stars, and the city lights, they are actually walking in darkness. It is to those people who the call is coming to say, let there be light, let there be light in your life. Psalm 119 verse 5, a very common verse, it says, thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. A lamp unto my feet. Those who walk in darkness will stumble and fall unless they have a lamp, unless they have a torch. The world makes brisk business in selling torches so that people can go into dark places. You can think of the darkness in underground mines. They need a lamp. You can think of the ships at sea on stormy nights. They light a lamp. At the coast, for ships that are lost, there is a lighthouse. So light will always bring hope and good fortune to humanity. So our call today, our challenge is so that we may walk in the light that is Christ. In Proverbs chapter 6 verse 23, we are told that the commandment is a lamp and the law is light, and the reproofs of instruction are the way of life. The commandments, which of the commandments points a finger at you and calls you a commandment broken? James 2 verse 10 says, for he who has broken one commandment has broken all. For he who said, do not commit adultery, also said, do not be a false witness against your neighbor, also said, do not covet, also said, keep the Sabbath holy, also said, do not worship idols. These commandments are light that is given to us. And yet men have started to teach for commandment their own thoughts, their own doctrines, their own cultures, which are not based on the Ten Commandments. Now, my brothers and sisters, it's a straight word and it's a sure word. If there's anything that is found in you that is against the 10 commandments of God, the 10 commandments of life, it means that there is no light in you. Therefore, the call is for you to repent and accept the light that is found in the commandments. For the commandment is a lamp to guide you on the path of life, so that you may not stumble, so that you may have effective and enjoyable relationships, not only within the family circle, but within the community at large. And of course, that would extend to the world that is around us. They that lust after the beauty of this world, they that lust after the glittering things of this world, by no means will they attain to this light. So, here we are, lighting fires in our own bosoms, calling this enjoyment, calling that the sweetest thing that we can do. It could be adultery, it could be corruption, where we amass wealth by wrong means to ourselves. Nothing wrong with amassing wealth, but it must be done the right way, without taking advantage of the less fortunate around you. Because our call here is to make sure that we do not burn ourselves by putting a fire in our bosoms, as said in Proverbs chapter 6 verse 27. Can a man take fire in his bosom and his clothes not be burned? When your clothes are burned, you become naked. When you are naked, you become ashamed. And yet Christ says to you, come to me and buy a raiment of righteousness, so that you may be clothed. If we are clothed in the righteousness of Christ, then we will take heed that we walk in the light. Luke chapter 11 verse 35 says, "Take heed therefore that the light which is in thee be not darkness." We were all created in the image of God, with the light of Christ in ourselves. So darkness is not supposed to be part of us. By our nature, we are supposed to be godly beings. By our nature, we are supposed to be Christ-like. That is, being the image of Christ. And yet we have stumbled and fallen in so many things that we go after darkness. The moment that is at hand now is for us to remember that we will continue to grow in darkness and stagger like drunken people and make so many embarrassing mistakes and have so much pain in our lives as long as we do not accept the light of Christ in our hearts. So the final call, brothers and sisters, is for us to remember where we have fallen, to remember the sins that separate us from Christ. What causes us so much pain? The sin in the world. What causes us so much pain? Lack of trust in God. What causes us so much pain? Lack of faithfulness among family members. What causes us so much pain is the pain that we cause to others, that fights back against us. In fact, for every negative thing that you do for somebody, there is a double negative that you do for yourself. So my brothers and sisters, it is a time for repentance. It is a time to say, let there be light, and there will be light in my life, in my ways, and I will be more like Christ. And then the peace of God shall always dwell amongst us. May God bless you.